This right there is Kling 2.0. They have just released their Kling 2.0 mastering, and we will compare it against Minimax or Hailuo.ai, which is a free version, of course, but following of prompts should not be that different. We will also compare it against Kling 1.6. So AI never ever failed to surprise us. This is a very complicated prompt where a beautiful girl with white hair driving a bike in a rugged terrain, dodging epic explosions and flying debris, shaky camera, high action, blur motion, and that's what it delivers. This is a work of beauty. It is absolute perfect, exactly what I asked for. So for this one, I'm absolutely satisfied. Comparing that with Hailuo.ai, let's watch. For some reason, Hailuo decided to do it in slow motion. Well, if you ask me, even better. Although it is not shaky, the camera is not shaky, it's not dodging around, it's just going. Compare to Kling, where her facial expressions are more realistic. You can see that right there. And her body motions, she's going more up and down. I think Kling understands physics best when it comes to AI generation. Let's try another prompt. A man sprinting through a narrow graffitied cover alley lit by raging flames. A muscle car barrels after him, engines roaring. Explosion erupts behind him. Trash and debris swirl through the air. The camera tracks the runner, then whips to the right, revealing a massive fireball engulfing the alley. Cinematic, intense, high action, motion blur, and this is what we got for it. This is just perfect. The car is coming in the car physics of the scene is pretty good. The man is running very smooth. At one point, we kind of lost contact of the character. It just sort of morphed into that turn. But apart from that, it captured everything proper. Mustang is following pretty close. There is explosions in the back. The debris is flying. He's running fast. There is another explosion and the camera pans to the right. Perfect. This is a perfect scene. I couldn't have asked for better. For me, that's a 10 by 10 for Kling. However, there is a big giant elephant in the room that we need to address. This model cost 100 credits, which is way too expensive, which is absolutely bonkers. Now, understand, it also takes you 40 minutes in the beginning and now 10 minutes on average to generate a 5-second scene. So that needs to be fixed. Let's check the one from Hailuo. You can see the man is left behind. The car moves forward as they're on the same team. It does capture all the other elements good. So I would say Hailuo does the job. Mind you, this is a free version, this is 720p. So I can understand, but it does got the physics now. Hailuo also generated a picture of its own for one of the scenes, which is a lot more cinematic, I would say. But for my images, I use Leonardo.ai. Then I ask Kling. Then I ask Kling for a superhero landing on her feet. And as she landed like a Superman, she cracks the floor open or the debris flying as she's coming down. But this is what we got. You can see our superhero figure landed pretty good. Breaks the floor, but her hair somehow morphed into it. She become like one of those Terminators. Definitely what we asked for. However, the physics is a bit distorted. But the rest, the scenes worked pretty good. And the prompt for this it's a pretty long prompt. With Nordic feature crashed down on a wet pavement. The concrete cracks and explodes as she lands, sending chunks of debris flying into air. I think it does the job well. Slow motion, the camera is in high action, cinematic, motion blur, and dramatic lighting. Let's watch it one more time, compared to what we got for Hailuo. For Hailuo, it's like a reverse version that she comes out of the ground, all of a sudden appearing from there. And there she is. It is a slow motion reverse scene for what I asked for. Not bad for a free model. The physics is accurate. The water is, yeah, it seems like the pixel is too low, and we can fix that by upgrading it. For the next example, I wanted to try something more complicated with more motions involved in it. Then I asked for this wolf. I asked a cinematic full shot, body shot of a wolf running in fast speed while camera follow. The camera is shaky. I like to add these things, so it seems very real from the perspective. And you can see it's a perfect shot. The physics is great. The snow is flying everywhere as the wolf step. The running is very natural. It doesn't look like the wolf is injured or something. The wolf here is much more stable on the top. He's running. It's like it seems that the physics is wrong here. However, it's a free model, so that probably will improve as we go along. For the next one, let's make it more complicated. Okay, so fast zoom to a girl, terrified face, as she grasps in shock and surprise. She spins around, starts running towards the background, carefully dodging the man in the back. There is a man in the back. The camera follows her and as she runs down the street at night. High speed, shaky cinematics. Okay, the camera did zoom in. Her features and everything is pretty accurate here. She starts running. The run seemed natural, but for some reason the dude decided to become a superhero and jump right into the danger, which I did not ask for. Comparison with what we asked Hailuo.ai. Here, she started to run away. She's in shock. The dude decided to jump completely out of the scene somehow. And she first did the rational thing, ran away, realizing, and start running back. So definitely not what we asked for. I tried the same scene again with a different prompt. What's happened is she turns around and she starts running towards the camera. I think Kling confuses towards the background and towards the camera. Regardless, this scene can be used. It is very, very well done. For the next scene, a woman was attacked by a zombie. She is trying to escape. High action. Shaky camera. This is what we got. At first, she starts run away, then she realizes she needs to and start chasing the zombie as she was the one who was to be scared. Definitely single. The zombie made a mistake, and yeah, the zombie started running for its life. However, the physics is distorted. The zombie is morphing into different shapes, and her hands are sometimes missing, sometimes she's turning around. Regardless, at least half of that is correct. You can use it for something. For Hailuo.ai, again slow motion. The zombies swing at her. Her head disappears, and she attacks the zombie, which is quite brave, if I must. Then to make things a little bit more complex, I generated a similar scene for Kling 1.6, then I tried to do it with 2.0. It is a complicated scene. She's dancing. The bird is celestial bird with color, aroma girl or a gypsy. I wanted to capture the culture with magical aspect of it. Kling 2.0 doesn't deliver as smooth transition as that of Kling 1.6. So that's a bit of a surprise. Then I asked the same scene with Hailuo. It is basically a unusable scene. Nothing is really happening. It just put the image into motion, and that's all. For another example, I saw this online video that people were saying it is very hard for AI to generate floods. So I tried. With this, I took a AI generated picture, which I generated on Leonardo, of one of my favorite cities, Florence in Italy, and a massive flood hits the city as huge waves rush through the streets, flooding buildings and sweeping away cars. And that's what we got. the flood appears from everywhere. It should have come from one side, but if I improve the prompt a bit more, it does the job pretty well. It seems pretty rational to me. I have not created one for Hailuo.ai, so we can just do it right away, right now. Okay. While this is generating, we will take a look at some of the features that Kling released itself. So there is a prompt. The man laughs happily, then suddenly becomes angry, pounding the table and standing up. Now that's a very complicated prompt. For Kling 1.6, that's what we got. He starts laughing, then he turned into French President Macron for some reason. That's fine, but not very accurate. Now, Kling 2.0 does the job. Laughs, he stands up, emotion change, he's angry, starts screaming. This is a perfect, very passionate shot. I absolutely love this one. A girl sits quietly on a park bench, then slowly walks out of the frame. Morning light shifts to harsh noon sun, then fades into twilight. The sky transitions from soft orange pink to deep blue. This is a very complicated by the way. Let's see what Kling 1.6 give us. Okay, so far you can see the scene changes, there's a smooth transition, and it looks fabulous. Everything looks phenomenal. Let's see what 2.0 gave us. She stood up, she started walking as it was asked in the prompt, and the transition happened as she's sitting in a very cinematic way. It's like a time lapse. Very good. Okay. For the next one, the dinosaur charges towards the camera with the motion blur and camera shaking. Now, excuse my language a bit. I'm having a bulk of braces and surgical equipment in my jaw, so there must be a little bit hishing in speech. My apologies for that, but that's because I'm going through a medical procedure. But regardless, I will continue to make the videos, so if that annoys anyone, please bear with me. In 6 to 7 months, the process should be completed. Kling 1.6, professional mood, right? Very complicated prompt. Let's see. Her hands, the physics of her hand is pretty distorted. The dinosaurs running at her, not so bad, I would say, but also the hands are deforming. That's 1.6. Take a look at this one. This is just perfect cinematic scene. Absolute perfection. Of course, there is a small hand getting longer, like she wanted the dinosaur to eat it. Maybe that's her goal. Not too shabby. Skateboarding with continuous movements around the young skateboarder. These are one of the most complicated prompts. For 1.6, you can see, does the job well. The physics is pretty accurate. It understood the flippening, but there you go. Pretty good. Let's see 2.0. I would still say this is a very tough scene. It is not completely well executed. The camera follows the bee as it quickly waves through the flower, finally focusing on a fresh flower covered in dewdrops. Let's see what 1.6 gives us. I wouldn't say it's very perfect, but it understands the prompt. Okay, this is 2.0. It looked like something out of a professional anime or Cartoon Network style when we used to watch when we were kids, at least from my time. So this is one of my favorite. It does the job very well. The execution is just perfect. An oil painting of children running along the beach with waves crashing against the shore. Not too bad. This is 1.6. And now let's watch it in 2.0. It's more fast, it's more dynamic. You can see the flow. The kid in the yellow shirt is with 3 legs, no pun intended, but apparently a little bit distortion, and she ran like a chicken. Then they also release Colors 2.0, which is their image generation model. Kling image generation is not one of my favorite personally. I use Leonardo. I use their top versions and I upscale my photos, so any photo I generate would usually cost me well over 160, 180 credits, sometime even more. I can do a full video on Leonardo, how to use it, what models are good. I'm generally doing a TikTok representing countries and stuff like that. And I'm working for one of my clients. So I have used this sometimes, but I'm not fully satisfied with it. A surreal photograph. A river flows out from an oil painting. This looks pretty good, to be honest, but when it comes to photo generation, I'm more into facial expressions and the depth of the model's face and the realism in their skin, and those things matter more to me. A banquet table filled with white table surrounded by people enjoying a delicious meal does the job fairly well, and the faces are not that distorted. Sometimes it's very hard to generate that particular picture with Leonardo. They seems to be doing everything else fine, but when it comes to their fingers and hands, they'll always give you an extra hand. A fine brushwork painting of Lin Dayu, I butchered it, I'm sorry, wearing a Tang Dynasty at sitting in the corner of a coffee shop. She holds a smartphone in her hand with a side backlight during the evening. There you go. Does the job fairly well. Then they have introduced a multi-model feature, which is basically if you upload a video and you want to change something, even if the video is not built in Kling itself, you can still upload it. So to see an example, that's the original video. Dudes walking by the sea, whatever you call the wooden thing. Birds are flying. Swap the pond from image for the man from the video. Understand, the video does not need to be generated by Kling, so that's something. So you can find any video and swap it with the character you need. There you go. Panda's walking. A man turns into panda. Who would have thought? Original video. She opened a box. She's laughing and happy. That's a very good generic video to sell, actually. We'll talk about that in some other video. Seamlessly add the toy from the image to the box. You can add cats to it. They're very popular on TikTok. There you go. Seamless transition. A parrot flying from branch to branch. Okay. Delete the parrot from the video. How to make a video more boring. There you go. Actually, I can imagine a lot of use cases for this feature. So for me, I am perfectly happy with it. Okay, then they introduce image editing. You can identify the in-painted area, give them the prompt, wear cool glasses, and there you have it. Original image. Sometimes it's very annoying when you make an image and it have one small minor detail that you don't want, and there's no way to fix it. I guess this does that job well. An original photo of a beautiful African girl standing with her curly hair. Absolutely perfect. There is nothing wrong with that image at all. Then expanding area. Okay, they want to add a little bit more to the image. A girl stands under a tree with flowers adorning the trunk. I don't know this word. I'll figure it out and I'll check it later, but I guess it means under. She stands there and then there is a trunk appeared in the image. So this is a good job. Not too shabby. Restyling. So we have an original image of a beautiful Caucasian girl sitting there. Change to retro fairy tale. And voila, she did. Doggy with us. That's a Shiba Inu doggy. I think it's AI generated, looking from the paws, and 3D cartoon style. And it does it with one prompt. Beautiful. Okay, so that's pretty much. Let's take a look at our flooding from. Okay, that's not what we asked for. Jesus Christ. God, no. My favorite city is gone into floods. Just like that. Okay, that is a ridiculous understanding of the prompt, right? So that's when I tell you, Kling does this job better than anyone. Look at that, Kling 2.0. The perfection, and then you have this. Well, okay, so the layout of it is changed, pretty much. You have colors, here you have the effects, animations, They've introduced a lot of templates, anime into AI figures, bloom, bloom, give building some flowers, I suppose. Dizzy, dizzy, so for the rotation effect. My favorite, fuzzy, fuzzy, turn anything into a soft, fuzzy, soft toy. Mochi Mochi was already there and Boom Boom was there as well. There is nothing. These two were available. These four are the new updates of this new update. AI generated images, image editing, video, sound. You can add sound now. Custom models if you want to make a model. This video drains my account completely. This was at 1800. Now I'm at 600. Before we go, I want to show another one that the video I was doing. So for some videos, 1.6 is better. And here's what I mean. This was done by 2.0, Kling 2.0. You can see the effect of the snow is great, but the walking is a bit artificial. It seems like she's stuck in her leg. Her armor is just too strong. She can't walk. But in 1.6, it's just soft. It's just natural. But when I say 1.6, I'm using professional mode here, and I'm spending a shit ton of credits on Leonardo. So, mind you, you have to understand that part. Well, that's all I have for this one. I hope you like it, enjoy it, and again, I'm so sorry for my voice that I have a lot of braces on and I'm due for a jaw surgery, so it's very hard for me to speak. Basically, I have braces and metals everywhere and brackets in my mouth, so I cannot speak. I have to use a lot of energy. That's the reason you would see a lot of AI generated voices in my videos, and that will go away once I recover proper. So thank you for watching. If you make it this far, please like and subscribe. And it means a lot to me. I'm trying to make it a full-time thing. I love these things. I love the models. Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you very much and happy Easter.